Welcome. Welcome to an hour of a yin-yang practice for the wood element, since we're still in springtime. The wood element is the element that invites us to go out, to create, and to bring out into the world what it is that we have to offer. The energy, if you will, of the wood element is that of the pioneer, the warrior, those that are like going out and setting the tone for others. And that can be in all kinds of ways. It doesn't have to be very big. It can be simple in your own environment of your family or within your work, and perhaps something big for all to benefit from. So with that, we'll start seated today. So finding a way to sit maybe on a blanket or cushion, allowing your eyes to close or soften your gaze. And taking 3 nice deep breaths just to land in your body. Taking a moment to fully inhabit the space of your physical body. So becoming aware of your toes, your feet, legs, your buttocks touching whatever you're sitting on, spine, lengthening upward without being rigid. Shoulders, arms relaxed, hands soft. Noticing if there's any tension in your face, in your jaw, soften it. Relax your tongue. Noticing if you can feel your breath. If your body feels tense, or if there's any sense of stress and body feels restrictive of the breath, just allowing the breath to find its way, creating some space. By just noticing how you're breathing in and out. Noticing the space your breath is occupying. And see if you can allow that space to expand, as if you could breathe into your entire body, past the lungs, all the way down into the legs, into your toes, through the shoulders and arms, into your fingertips, all the way up to the crown of your head. Just creating space. And we're creating something new. There needs to be space first. So one more nice deep breath like that. And bringing your awareness to your heart space. And see if you can feel what happens in the heart space when you think of something that brings you joy, someone you love. Could be an animal. As creation comes from spaciousness and joy. So allowing that space and joyfulness to be part of your practice today. And if any thoughts creep in, any feelings that are interfering with the spaciousness and the joy, just notice that, as clouds sometimes cover the sun, but then they float away and the sun is shining again. Or actually the sun never ceased to shine, it just seemed like that. One more nice deep breath in. And a full breath out. And slowly opening your eyes, if they were closed, or lift your gaze. And then come onto your hands and knees. You may like to use a blanket just to protect the kneecaps. And then when you're on your knees, bring your hands a little bit in front of your shoulders, so creating a little more space so that you can begin to make circles with the pelvis. They can be small, they can be big, something in between, whatever feels good. Just getting a little movement in the shoulder joints, in the hip joints. And then reverse. And today we'll alternate some movement and some yin poses. all to stimulate the chi flow in liver and gallbladder, the organs connected to the wood element. So 1 or 2 more circles here. And then as you come back to stillness, bring your hands under your shoulders. Knees are under your hips. Then bring your left knee closer to your right, so the left knee is in the middle. And bring your right knee behind the left. Your right fingertips, turn them out and back, so the fingers point towards your knees, and line up your wrists, so both hands on the mat. So the right hand is a little closer to you than the left hand. And now begin to make small circles with the pelvis again in clockwise direction. Movement much smaller now. And keeping the pelvis level. Imagining that you could balance a cup of tea on the lower back without it spilling. And as you circle the pelvis, the right shoulder circles around the right wrist. So opening the wrist is helpful to create space in the shoulder. So another circle or two. And as you pause, turn your right hand forward. And now walk your hands out a little bit and let your hips come back. So they won't go all the way back towards your heels, but just stretching out. Getting into the side body, the outside of the hips where the gallbladder meridian runs. Take a nice deep breath. And as you inhale, look up. Walk your hands back towards your knees and then very carefully sit down between your feet. You may have to sit on your blanket, so you could take it, place it underneath your sits bones if you find that helpful. And if this is not working for you, if you feel like you cannot sit with both knees bent, then you can straighten the lower leg and extend it out so that just the left knee is on top. The left foot is next to your right hip. Take a nice deep breath in. And on your exhale, lean forward onto your hands, and maybe that's where you'll stay. Maybe you roll round forward a little more. Maybe you fold all the way over your knees. Relaxing the head if you're all the way forward. Allowing the outer hips to relax, to soften. Sits bones, grounding. Allowing the lower body to melt into the ground. Relax your shoulders, your face, your jaw. And again, see if you can send your breath all the way down into your feet, tips of your toes. Creating space in your body. And take 2 more deep breaths here. And then slowly roll up if you were folding forward. Bring your hands behind you so you can unfold the legs, straightening them out in front of you. Taking a moment to notice blood and chi flow into your legs, side of the hips. Maybe leaning all the way back onto your elbows for a moment. And then coming up, back onto your knees. Hands and knees again. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders. Bring your right knee a little closer to your left. Left knee comes behind the right. Now the left fingers, turn them out and back. So the fingers turn and face towards your knees. Hand on the mat, a little closer than the right hand so that the wrists line up. And now begin to make circles counterclockwise. So you go in the other direction. The pelvis stays level as best as you can. So imagine you're just moving in this horizontal plane. The left shoulder circling around the left wrist. And one more circle. And as you pause, turn the left hand back, extending the arms out, reaching the hips back again. They won't come all the way down, just stretching the spine. Relax the head. And as you inhale, lift your gaze, walk your hands towards your knees, and very carefully sit down between your feet. Use the blanket if you need to sit on to create a little more space again. And same thing here, if both knees bend doesn't work for your body, just straighten the lower leg, the left leg in this case. So right knee is on top, the right foot next to the left hip. And you may want to stay right here. Or perhaps you lean forward onto your hands. Or maybe you fold all the way over your legs. So wherever you are, allow the sits bones to drop into the floor. Heavy connection with the earth. The outer hips melt any tension. Shoulders relaxed. Noticing your breath. Reconnecting with that sense of joy. And it's this feeling of expansion, very effervescent, as if it's bubbling up from the inside in you. And creation is really coming from this desire to expand your joy and happiness in doing something that you enjoy doing, rather than from a perspective of it is not good enough the way it is now. So for that reason, it's helpful to be clear on what it is that brings you joy. Two more deep breaths here. And slowly roll up if you were folding forward. Bring your hands behind you, leaning back to unravel the legs, straighten them out. Leaning back onto your elbows. And then rest your head all the way down on the floor, taking a moment to notice how your body feels right now. Noticing if paying attention to your breath and your body has created a little more space in your mind. And then slowly bring your knees into your chest. And then carefully rock up to sit. If that doesn't work for you, then roll to your side, cross your ankles, and fold forward with the right leg in front of the left. So the right shin in front of the left shin, your little toes line up, let your head hang. You can use a block or your blanket underneath your hands if they don't touch the floor otherwise. So feeling some support. And the front knee may be slightly bent so you can really straighten the back leg. Relax the head. And as you inhale, look forward, elongate the spine, and then bring the left leg around and forward. Again, lining up your little toes. Let the head hang again. Now the front leg is the left leg. Knee can be slightly bent, back leg is straight. Nice deep breath. Inhale, elongate the spine, looking forward. Bring the right leg around, lining up your feet parallel under your hips. And one more time, fold forward here in a regular forward fold. Lifting the sits bones up towards the sky as the crown of your head reaching down towards the ground. One more breath here. As you exhale, bend your knees a little and roll up one vertebra at a time, stacking vertebra after vertebra. Then the shoulders come over the hips, the head on top of the spine, until you're all the way up straight. Taking a moment to close your eyes or lower your gaze to notice, how is it now? And step your legs together. So if you have one leg, on your inhale, reach your arms up overhead. And grab the left wrist with your right hand. Inhale, elongate your left side on your exhale. Reach over to your right. Press down into the left foot. Pull the shoulders back, opening armpits. As you inhale, come up. And exhale, switch hands. Now holding the right wrist with the left hand. Inhale, elongate. Exhale, going over to your left as you press down into the right foot. Imagine your whole body is against a wall and the whole backside of your body is touching the wall. So the right shoulder doesn't come forward, your head doesn't come forward. Belly button pulls back to protect the lower back. Deep breath. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, release the arms. Roll the shoulders back a few times. As you inhale, reach your arms forward and up. On your exhale, bring your palms together and dive forward. Hands come towards the floor. Let your head hang. Bring the right foot over the left. So now your legs are crossed again. Right knee in front of the left. Hug the inner thighs. And as you inhale, elongate the spine. And with your legs still crossed, but straight spine is squeeze the inner thighs. See if you can come all the way up to stand. Arms come up overhead. Pull belly button to your spine. Squeeze the legs together. On your exhale, bring the right arm forward, the left arm back as you twist towards your left. Squeeze the inner thighs. Really good balancing exercise. Inhale, back to center, arms come up overhead. And exhale, now you twist to your right, left arm comes forward, right arm reaches back. Inhale, back to center, arms up overhead. Keep squeezing the legs, keep pulling the belly button back. Exhale, twist left, right arm forward, left arm back. Inhale, arms back up, back to center. Exhale, twist right. One more time to each side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist left. Inhale up. Exhale, twisting the right. Inhale, coming back. Arms overhead. On your exhale, arms reach out to the sides. Fold forward over your legs. And then walk your legs back into a regular downward facing dog. Feet parallel in line with the hips. Hands in line with the shoulders. Stretching out the spine. The side body, so keep the knees slightly bent, lifting sits bones. And then if you like, you could straighten the left leg as you bend the right knee. And then switch, straighten right leg, bend the left knee. And as you inhale, come forward to plank pose. Exhale, knees down, lower to the floor. Roll your shoulders back. Pull belly button away from the floor. Inhale, lift your legs, lift your chest. No weight in the hands. Strengthening the back. Inhale, exhale, lower down. Inhale to your knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk your hands back towards your feet. So you're now at the back of your mat. Cross the left leg in front of the right. Line up your toes. Squeeze the inner legs together. Inhale, elongate the spine, coming all the way up. Arms come up overhead. Squeeze the legs. On your exhale, twist to your right, left arm forward, right arm back. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist left, right arm forward, left arm back. So as you continue to twist from side to side, keep your legs active, squeezing the inner thighs, the outer hips, belly button is pulling back so you engage the core, stabilizing the spine, the lower back, so you can stay nice and elongated. Use your breath, inhaling in the center and exhaling when you twist. One more each side. Inhale. Up to center after you've twisted left. On your exhale, dive forward,
Folding forward, legs are still crossed. And keep the legs crossed now as you walk your hands out into a downward facing dog. Knees are still crossed. The back leg can straighten, the front leg can be slightly bent. Keep the hips level, so make sure that you're not dropping one hip. Both sits bones equal distance from the ceiling. Inhale, come forward into a cross-legged plank in the back. One of the back feet, so it's probably the right, will want to come off the floor. You can let that happen. Keep the shoulders over the wrist, the hips square to the floor. On your exhale, come back to a cross-legged downward facing dog. Place the right foot back to the floor. And then uncross your legs to a regular down dog. Inhale forward to a regular plank. Knees down, lower to the floor, bending elbows into your waist. Roll the shoulders back, belly button away from the floor. Inhale, lift your legs, lift the chest. No weight in the hands. Deep breath in. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to your knees. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Now step the left foot a little closer to the right and place the right shin in front of the left. So legs are crossed this again, but this time with the right leg in front. Inhale, come forward to plank. And again, now the other foot, the left foot, will probably want to come off the floor. So let that happen for a little extra challenge. Squeeze the inner thighs. Make sure that you're not dropping the right hip. So hip stays square to the floor, shoulders over your wrists. Exhale back to cross-legged downward facing dog. Back leg is straight, bend the front knee. Keep the hips level. Relax your shoulders, your head. Uncross the legs, feet in line with your hips parallel. Deep breath in. Exhale, lower your knees to the floor, child's pose. Bringing your hands towards your feet, head on the floor or rested on a blanket or a block. Breathing into your back body. Breathing all the way down into your toes. And then slowly roll up. You may want to get your blanket and place it in front of you, so you have that available for your knees in a moment. So coming onto hands and knees. Exhale back to downward facing dog. And from downward dog, step your right foot on the outside of your left hand. And then let the left knee come down to the floor, untuck the toes. So the right foot is a little wider than the hip. Toes and knee point forward. And perhaps you will stay right here, hands on the floor, arms straight. Maybe you want to come down with your elbows onto a block. Maybe your elbows come all the way down to the floor. It doesn't matter. Wherever you are, keep the right knee and toes pointing forward. So it's actually, for most people, a little bit easier to let the toes and knee point to the right, turn them out. But we're trying to create more space in the body. So rather than going to where there already is space, we're just going through the congestion in the body, creating new pathways. So allow the pelvis to drop. Relax your back foot. And so you may feel the right outer hip, but also the inner leg line on both sides, probably where the liver meridian flows. Relax your shoulders, relax your face. And notice if it's possible to evoke that feeling of joy again. Maybe by thinking about something or someone that you really love. And notice if it's possible to let that feeling of joy expand so much that it really becomes you, that you become it. And 2 more deep breaths here. If you're on your elbows, then slowly come back onto your hands. Carefully heel toe your right foot in line with your hip, so a little bit in. Curl the back toes under and step back to downward facing dog. Take a moment to stay still here, as there is a momentary instability in the right hip right as after this shape. So your knees can be slightly bent, but staying still here. Lengthening your side body. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale. Step your feet together. So if you have one leg hugging the inner thighs, inhale, come forward to plank. Really squeeze the inner leg line together, engage your glutes, engage your core, pressing the floor away with your hands lifting up under the armpits. Take a deep breath in. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Knees can be slightly bent. And then on your next inhale, step your left foot forward on the outside of the left hand. So a little closer to the side of your mat. Lower the knee, the right knee, untuck the toes. And this side may be different. So perhaps you'd like to stay here on your hands if you were down before. Maybe you were on your hands before and now you'd like to come down on your elbows. So just check what works today. And again, allow the bent knee, the front knee, left knee, and toes to point straight forward rather than turning them out, even though that may feel easier. So even though this is a passive pose and you let the pelvis hang and you relax as much as you can, there is an energetic movement of the inner left knee, the inner left thigh to hug in towards your left shoulder. And also see if you can keep your spine nice and spacious. So rather than collapsing in the chest, and keeping the front open, your chest open. Use your breath to create space in areas that feel very congested or tight. Just noticing if you can create change by just sending breath. And 2 more deep breaths. If you're on your elbows, place your hands on the floor, carefully lifting yourself up. Heel toe to left foot, back in line with your hip. Curl the back toe, straighten the back leg, and then carefully step forward into a forward fold. Feet parallel, hip distance apart, let your head hang. Again, just staying still here for a moment. Just to let the tissues settle with this new space that you've created. And then bend your knees a little more and roll up one vertebra at a time. Slowly, slowly. Till you're all the way back up to stand, and you can close your eyes or lower your gaze if you like, just to notice how is your body feeling right now. And if your eyes are closed, open your eyes. Reach your arms out and up as you inhale. Exhale, fold forward, bend your knees as much as you need. Step your right foot towards the left back corner of your mat, so it's crossed over the midline. And then step your left foot back next to your right, so now your feet or your legs are crossed. Feet lining up, little toes the same level. As you inhale, come forward to a plank pose. Let the back foot or the foot that just wants to come off the floor, come off the floor. Squeeze the inner legs. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Legs still crossed. Walk your hands back towards your feet into a forward fold. The left leg should be in front now. Squeeze the inner thighs. Inhale, elongate the spine, lift all the way up. Arms come up overhead. As you exhale, twist left arm forward, right arm back. Keep the hips facing front. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, twist left, right arm forward, left arm back. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, fold forward again. Walk your hands forward, back to a cross-legged downward facing dog. The back leg can straighten, the front leg is slightly bent. And then reach the right foot around, forward towards your left hand. So the foot is closer to the left side of your mat, and step your left foot forward and behind the right. And as you inhale, elongate the spine, reaching all the way up, coming up to stand. Squeeze the inner thighs. Exhale, twist left, right arm forward, left arm back. Inhale, back to center, belly button to spine. Let the hips face forward. Exhale, twist right. Right arm back. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, fold forward. Reach the left foot towards the right back corner of your mat. And step the right foot back so that now you're again in a cross-legged downward facing dog with the right leg forward. Inhale, come forward to plank, squeeze the inner thighs. The left foot comes off the floor. And exhale, back to cross-legged downward facing dog. Line up your little toes. Straighten the back leg, the left leg, the front leg can be slightly bent. Nice deep breath. Now uncross your legs, feet parallel in line with your hips. Lifting the sits bones. One more time, inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, knees down, lower to the floor. Shoulders roll back, pull belly button away from the floor, lift your legs, lift your chest. Strengthen the back, no weight in the hands. In fact, reach the arms back if you can. Relax your shoulders, relax your throat. One more breath. Exhale, lower down. Hands come under your forehead. Rest your head, relax your legs. Noticing, how is it now? And then slowly turn around onto your back. Straightening your legs. Resting the whole body on the floor. Then bring your knees into your chest and grab the outside of your feet for a happy baby pose. Relax your shoulders, knees towards your armpits, soles of the feet parallel to the ceiling. See if you can keep your spine neutral so you're not rounding the lower back. You're not arching the neck. Shoulder blades relaxed on the floor. Relax the soles of your feet. Arms are nice and heavy. Nice deep breaths. Reinvoking that feeling of joy. Maybe you don't need to do much anymore at this point to just feel that joy bubbling up. The more we create space in our body, in our mind, in our heart, joy is really our natural state of being. So you may begin to notice that during the day there are moments where you seemingly, for no reason, just feel joyful. Take 2 more deep breaths here. And carefully release your feet. Hug your knees together, arms around your shins. And then slowly release the legs, extend them out onto the floor. Resting your arms by your sides or maybe hands on your belly. Just letting your body rest now for a moment. And feel free to stay here as long as you like. When you're ready, just take a couple of nice deep breaths all the way down into your toes, all the way into your fingertips, the crown of your head. And slowly bringing your knees towards your chest. Rolling to your side. And then carefully coming back up to sit. And once you're upright, take one more moment to close your eyes or lower your gaze. Just noticing the effects of your practice. Notice how your body feels. The quality of your heart. The quality of your mind. And perhaps you don't even really feel a difference anymore between body, heart, and mind.
Perhaps what is left is just an overall sense of spaciousness and joy. And bring your hands together in front of your heart and bow your head as a gesture of gratitude for your body, heart, and mind. And as a gesture of offering the benefits of our practice to all beings. May all beings feel spacious and joyful and create whatever it is that they'd like to create in their lives. Thank you so much for joining me here today.